Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Original Next Level Gaming Podcast. Don't adjust your set. It's not Sunday night.
Wait,
also, don't adjust your set. We have different people on tonight. So, what's up, everybody?
Mind blown.
Doing good.
I think I got Juan Square. Did I get Juan Square?
Yeah.
You're doing the retro
got Juan Square.
Yeah,
Which means you're in charge of the retro rec tonight. What you got?
Oh, man, we're in trouble. Yeah, I'm sure I can dig out something here.
So, what's up, boys? Welcome to a special Tuesday edition of the Original Next Level Gaming Podcast. We are here tonight because I decided, stupidly, to try to do a Super Bowl night show, and the Super Bowl went till like 11, so there was no way. There was just no way. We weren't competing with that. I'm not that dumb. But wanted to do a show because there's just so much stuff going on. And I didn't want to go another couple of weeks not talking about gaming and not having my buddies around. So I'm glad you all could jump in for a special Tuesday edition. Juan is not here tonight. He's got some family stuff going on, and Frankie has, they're doing a special short pause tonight recording with our good buddy Rick Lagnese from Warhorse Studios. So this weekend, be on the lookout for their podcast because he's going to be on. And he's going to be on with us on the 18th. So right after launch of Kingdom Come. To give us
so we got our hands on the game, and then we can talk all about it.
Exactly. That's why I didn't like. He's a great friend of ours, and he could come on whenever he wants. I mean, I anytime he's had those. Hey, Mike, mind if I come on tonight? And we get him in. But I really wanted him to come on after the launch of the game instead of right before, because we want to actually talk about the game experience with him. So we're happy to have him the Sunday after launch. But filling in for my other boys. It's like the rest of our family. It's from the WFC. Well, I keep saying WFC. It's the WFDC podcast. It is
WDFC.
WDFC. WNVC.
It's just FC right now.
Right. We got the F and the C.
NLG FC.
That's right, because NLG effing cares. That's right. So it is our boy Super Cooper Fastback. What's up, boys?
Hey, thanks for having us on again.
Thanks for coming
all good.
Again.
Appreciate it.
This is twice in 1 year.
Twice in. Okay, that's good. Nice one. Fastback, what is that poster behind you?
Star Wars. That is the.
No, to your other shoulder.
Oh.
Over your left shoulder.
Yeah, that's Return of Jedi.
Oh.
But the other one is Star Wars also, the Rogue One.
Got it. Oh, now
slowly but surely decorating the room.
Very nice. Very nice.
Room, so.
Nice gold color walls there. I wonder where you got that idea.
Well, no, this was my oldest daughter's room, and she want each wall painted different: yellow, blue, orange, and green. So the wall behind me is green. If
it is. All right.
Yeah, like a lime green.
You need some more lighting in there, brother.
Yeah. So what happens when you have a girl that wants a crazy walls painted?
Vampire.
I'm actually surprised she's letting you in her room to podcast. There we go.
No, she lives with her mom, so.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's yours until the weekend.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice. And then as she's on her way over, you scurry to rip all the Star Wars posters off the wall.
No, she likes it. She's a gamer, and she likes sci-fi stuff like me. So.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, so.
Nice. You had on your podcast the other day, right?
She was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Was she? Yeah. Did I miss that one?
Yeah.
When? When was she on?
It's the one that I had when I showed off the pictures at PAX South.
Oh, I know why. I was in the middle of rehearsals and stuff. I've missed I have missed you guys. I just got to tell you, I have missed you guys. I have missed. So everybody here knows what I'm doing. You know, it's hard because. So this is my first. For those who don't know, I'm in the midst of my first ever theater production. I'm in a what I thought was a local, just a local little, you know, community theater version of The Music Man, but this is like a real good company I'm working with that's kind of bordering on professional, and so the schedule has been brutal. It started out, we've only had a month to do this show, and it started out with Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays for rehearsal, and then of course the week before you put on one of these, you have what's called Tech Week. And Tech Week's where they bring in all the lighting and all the orchestra comes in, and you start listening. You know, you start really hammering out the show, and that's 4 to 6 hours a shot. So, and then last weekend we opened, and then this weekend's the second weekend, and holy crap, man! My son and I were out till 11, 12 o'clock every night of the week, which sucks for him because he goes to school, and it's draining, but it's awesome. So, but I haven't had a chance to game. I haven't had a chance to do much. So, I have missed hanging out, and all this stuff. So, anyway, Coop, what's up, brother?
Not much, man.
All right, we're knocking on wood that your camera's holding steady.
Yes, it seems to be working. Now, when it crashed, it must have seemed to fix it.
That's typically what happens.
Just had to do a hard reboot.
Nice. So Worrywart said, "Oh, I didn't think you meant now Tuesday." Oh, he went to bed anyway. So I told him if he wanted to come on Sunday, since Peter's not going to be here on Sunday, he can fill in.
Taking my square.
Yeah, that'll be weird, man. You've for the last like almost 2 years. This will be the first one you've missed in like nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
So so what's up with you, Peter? You're going on vacation?
Going on vacation and busy, so I'm a little stressed out, but I thought I can't miss this podcast since you're now wait a minute. Back in the air.
What are you stressed out for? It's vacation.
Didn't you just have a vacation?
Well, you know, when you live the life of luxury, when you live the life of Peter, the luxury.
Yeah.
You vacation when you damn well please.
No, just work. You know, it's never convenient to go.
No, I
know. So you just have to go and
I
hope for the best.
Yep. Being also in IT, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
We were going to go to Disney, and then I'm like, that's just a lot of time away from the office, and the office can implode while we're gone. So perhaps we'll do other things. So, but we'll miss you on Sunday, of course, man. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, I might be able to make it in the chat.
So
we'll see.
Well,
it all depends.
You enjoy Mickey Mouse, man.
Oh yeah,
those are not things you get to do often or more than once in your lifetime. Sometimes.
Yeah. Is this Mickey Land or Mickey World?
Mickey World.
Mm. Well, if you want to take your plane stop here in San Antonio, Texas, get a layover, and I'll take you out to go eat, and then you can head on to Florida.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be one hell of a way.
This is a slight detour.
Just a
Texas.
All right, but you can stop in Houston, and I'll go over there and visit you.
The good news is the tickets are only $35 a piece, because your first layover is half a country away. Oh, that's funny.
Actually, flights are dirt cheap to Florida.
They are. It's not the flights that get you; it's everything else.
Exactly.
It's Walt himself.
Yeah.
You call him Walt. He demands that you call him Walt, but he also demands that he reaches into your pocket. a lot. So.
But I think he'd be turning over in his grave.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, maybe over the Star Wars sale, but I mean,
I think he wouldn't everything. Like he has Marvel now too.
Yeah.
Everything.
So yeah, and they're busy running all that into the ground.
And they're going to have a rated R Deadpool, so he's going to be like, "What in the world's going on here?"
Yeah, he's going to pop his head out of it. So, oh my goodness, it's Siberia. He hasn't been around in a while. What's up, brother? Man, I guess Tuesdays is the day. Bring our friend. Yeah,
that's my homeboy right there.
Yeah, he's a regular.
Yeah, we've missed him. He's been in our chat room once or twice, and then jumped out. I haven't seen him. I thought he didn't love us anymore. Of course, it could be that he's following you two. He saw you. Yeah. He saw you two were on the show.
He's been a regular on the
So
yeah, that and Dazcast. So
yeah,
he gets around.
That's awesome. Well, welcome in.
WDFC groupies.
Yeah, he says Sunday was tough. I know Sunday. It's weird. Sundays is the only good day for me now. It's not a great day for anybody else but me. I don't know how this happened.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm bummed. I probably won't be able to catch you guys live anymore either. I got a new schedule at work. I don't get off work till almost 7 o'clock now.
Wow.
Pacific time. So yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that's 10 our time. Holy crap.
Unless we do those super long marathon ones.
No.
Right.
No.
3-hour tour.
Even I'm getting a little old for that. So, by the way, hope everybody is enjoying our new look on Twitch, and actually everything is really smooth here. We so I brought my work computer home. Hopefully my boss is not watching the show. I brought my work computer home, and it just so happens my work computer is a precision workstation with 32 gig of RAM and a NVIDIA Quadro K1200 card, which isn't exactly a high-quality gaming card, but, man, this is the smoothest I think I've ever been on my camera, which used to do this all the time. And right now, resources on XSplit are excellent, so we might be able to do some, get back to doing some live gaming demos and stuff like that, and running the Elgato into this thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do and keep enhancing here. So, all right, Nathan, what's up, man?
Gaming, and more gaming.
It must be nice.
Yeah, this is my last game. This is my last podcast with NLG. I'm joining WDFC.
What?
Yep.
WNDFC.
If you were to tune in, I do.
Mutiny. Mutiny.
I do it in the nude, so that's what the end.
Whoa.
Okay, so
forgot about the silent H.
Yeah, we got a silent H in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but I don't know about an N.
The N is for nude.
Nude.
Well, we call Nate.
He's all yours, boys. Thank you very much.
Fashionably late Nate.
Oh my goodness.
Good riddance.
Wow. All right. So with that, I want to welcome everybody in the chat room. And what's up, Sting and Corpse? Nice to see you. And for those of you who are going to watch this later on, and we will probably replay this maybe on Thursday or Friday, catch us live. We're typically on Sundays. It is really a Sunday night, 9 p.m. show. But like I said, with the Super Bowl, it would have been stupid to try to podcast that night. So here we are. And, there's just so much to talk about that I wanted to get some people together to chat and get some perspective on some big there's some big news that's happened over the last couple weeks, guys. I mean, not insignificant stuff. We've had big news out of Microsoft. We've had big news out of Sony. We've had big news out of third-party companies. There's some real heavy crap going on. So before we hit that, I want to just go around the room real quick, find out what you guys have been playing this week. Mine's easy, nothing.
Boring.
I've been up on stage singing and dancing and looking like a fool. So those have been my video games this week. So Peter, what you got?
Played some COD, World War II. We started playing Split Second with Nate and Super Cooper, and that was good times. That game is so much fun.
Yeah, I gotta I used to have it. I gotta re-download that because that is
games with gold.
Yeah,
such a nice.
It is such a nice.
Yeah, I had it on PlayStation and played a little bit. But I remember that on the PlayStation 3, that controller is so uncomfortable that my hands were like cramping and stuff, so you couldn't play it too long in a row. So I'm glad I get to play it again.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna grab it.
It's nice.
Yeah, I definitely.
I wish they would make a sequel using current gen. Can do some cool stuff.
That's Disney.
With the explosions and implosions and.
Split Second 2, a Michael Bay game.
Michael Bay.
A Michael Bay production.
Yeah.
Who the Star Wars universe this time.
Star Wars universe.
Dora the Explorer.
Nice. Oh my God. Well, see, Nathan's too young for this, and I don't know if HTK. I don't know if you ever saw this. Remember the Crocodile Dundee movies?
Yep.
Did you see the the ad for the new Crocodile Dundee movie?
I didn't, but remember, like when he was getting robbed, it's like, you call this knife, and then he pulls out a big, thing. That's knife.
Oh my God! So it's his son. It's the son of Dundee. The movie's called Dundee, and it's got Kenny McBride and Chris Hemsworth, and right there, that is solid gold Oscar material. And I saw the trailer for it, and I'm like, oh no, they're not remaking it. Please don't remake it. And it's Son of Dundee, and now I've got to see it. So, and then you guys huh?
Well, it's not a real movie.
Yeah,
I know.
But I kind of hope it does turn out to.
I know. Maybe it's
No, I think it created some buzz though.
Yeah, I know. It's really funny too because my favorite part of that is when they're in the restaurant. And he turns around and he goes, "This isn't a movie. It's an ad for Australia, isn't it?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, you're the best Dundee since Crocodile Dundee since Crocodile Dundee." And Paul Hogan's at the bar, and he goes,
"Yeah,
I guess."
I wish that was a real movie, though. It would be hilarious. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine that?
No.
Oh, come on. Because you're too young to remember the original.
No, I was joking. It would be good with that cast, is what I was saying.
Now, in real movie news, anybody hyped for Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it.
That trailer looked alright.
I'm still not sold on that guy at playing.
Yeah. No, I'm not either. That's what's not getting me too hyped on it.
Yeah. That's what I've told the wife. I go, I'm not sure if he looks like he'd make a perfect Solo.
Yeah.
Or the right looking, And
I love Danny Glover, but I gotta see more of Lando Calrissian Glover. I mean, there's just one Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, well, he's not a bad actor.
No, he's not.
He might be able to pull it off. So
we'll see.
Well, you do know the guy that's playing Han Solo, the young Han Solo. Did y'all see Baby Driver?
Can't say that I did.
Well, supposedly that actor, he kind of auditioned for it. He didn't get it, but I think he has a YouTube clip where he says some lines, and he's almost spot on.
I don't know if I would have been sold on him either, though.
I think he would have been better than
this
guy, though.
Tough one to cast, but
yeah, it is.
At least they didn't get Shia LaBeouf.
Oh God.
He's the son of Indiana Jones and Han Solo. That's why he's crazy.
Yeah.
What you been playing, Fast?
A little bit of Shadow of War, some PUBG. I played a little bit of The Division with Coop earlier, and Monster Hunter World. My brother had bought me that game.
How is that?
I enjoy it. It's interesting. It's got a complex crafting for weapons and armor and some potions and stuff like that. And we kind of figured out how to get the co-op going. So once we figured that out, we didn't have a problem. I know some people have issues. It's not very simple, but once you learn it, it's not too bad. But it was going out. The game looks great. Mechanics aren't too bad, and it's kind of weird to kind of dodge the monsters. I don't think it's as quick as I thought it would be. Maybe I'm not reacting quick enough, but no, it's a good game.
All right, so it's not because I've asked, and most people are saying no. This isn't like Phantasy Star Online. This is more something else.
Yeah, no, I don't think that it is. So, no, it's unique in its own way. I do think it's better co-op though, because it does get rough. It does get harder. We had Digital Wildfire helping us, me and my brother. It was probably taking us 20 minutes average, taking a monster down, but. Once we get to the harder ones, it's supposed to take a bit longer. I think I've heard an hour.
Okay.
Here and there. Yeah, so it's a lot to do. It's kind of gonna get overwhelming. It helps when you have someone that knows what they're doing, kind of guide you. So, but yeah, not everybody's type of game, but I kind of recommend it.
Okay. Well, I'll never play it. Sorry. I'm just joking.
But you can't go in there kind of solo. So you can try to get, go and get some resources and stuff like that, kind of help you, so you can, craft better armor and upgrade and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all right.
Cool. Hey, Nathan, what have you been playing?
Same thing. Call of Duty, some PUBG, and some Division. That's what I've been playing.
And Monster Hunter World?
I missed out on it.
Same thing.
I put it in my Xbox and it didn't work.
Oh, who bought one and then resold it?
Someone did. I don't know.
See, you're trying to put the PS4 version in your Xbox. It doesn't work, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't. Exactly. It's not how. It doesn't quite work that way.
It should. They're both Blu-rays. I'm young.
Yes, and we know it. Yes. Coop, what have you been playing, man?
Well, like Fast said, we've been jumping back in the Division quite a bit, and that's been fun, doing that new Resistance mode, sort of a Horde mode, trying to figure it out. It's kind of weird. Not really sure what we were doing, but we made it to wave 7 or something today, so that was better than Nate and I did the other night. But yeah, jump back into that. I was playing. There's a puzzle game. God, I'm trying to remember the name of it. On Oculus, it's a VR puzzle game. Really cool. Wish I could remember the name of it. But played a little bit of that. It's hard. Actually, the first couple puzzles you do, you just kind of breeze through it and you go, oh, okay, it's another one of those kind of experience games. And then you get to the third or fourth, and it's like the difficulty spike just shoots out of the roof, and you're like, I can't even figure out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, and I'm trying to think, anything else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I played a little bit of that American Truck Simulator, whatever, on PC. Did another. It's kind of fun. Just a mellow little time waster. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay.
I also played maybe 30 minutes of this. No, max, maybe last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so
basically play the intro and then I got distracted with work stuff, and then I didn't quite see what to do, and I gave up.
I gave up.
Way to go!
Ah, that game is so good.
So I never played the original. Talk to me. And
me neither.
For a lot of younger viewers who haven't played Shadow of the Colossus.
Well, it's basically a series of boss battles. Is what the game is. I mean, there's not much in between. Each has its own sort of little mechanic to it. You know, there's sort of a puzzle. You know, you got to figure out. There's like, I'm trying to remember how many, 15 or 16 of the colossi, if you will, and each one, you know, is a different animal, character, whatever, and you know, it's just a series of boss battles, and you know, it's a great game. It was a PS2 game originally, and then they did a remaster actually for. Because the first game, I think Ico came out first, right? I think
Ico came out right. I think that came out
and then this was apparently, and I never got this one was some sort of like prequel to Ico, which I never understood. I don't know. The story's kind of weird because the way it plays out, the way the story plays out is a little slow and kind of confusing at first. It doesn't really kind of pan out till the very end. But it has, you know, I don't want to spoil it because it has a good twist to it, but it's a great game. It's a fantastic game. Can be very challenging. Worrywart, you know, shout out to Worry. You guys were hosting him earlier.
Yep.
And he was playing it. And I had seen a few little teasers, you know, trailers and whatnot, but I hadn't seen any full gameplay of like somebody actually fighting one of the colossi. And man, it is just breathtaking how good that game looks. I mean, it's the best remake I've ever seen. It's incredible. You know, I was watching his stream, and he showed him coming in. Coming in. You ride a horse. You have a horse. His name's like Agro, or something. I can't remember the horse's name. But anyway, you ride this horse throughout the game, and
never-ending story.
It just looks so good. It's amazing because you know it was a PS2 game, and actually for the PS2, that was one of the most impressive-looking games to ever hit the PS2.
Yeah, I mean it's a monster. It was a monster game back then. Now, and you know, look, this is credit where credit is due. When when Sony remasters something, they remaster it. They don't mess around.
Well, like I said, this one's more of a remake. I mean, this isn't just putting a fresh coat of paint on it. They went back and fixed some of the controls.
Oh, okay.
There was some issues with the controls before, some of the camera stuff. You know, again, it was a PS2 game, so there was a lot of limitations there. So they kind of opened it up in that regard. But just it was just amazing, just seeing the detail. Because that was one of the big complaints about the original version was the landscape was barren. You know, traversing the world got a little monotonous because there was like nothing there. Every once in a while you'd come across like a dead tree or something that had some little thing you could shoot out of it. It was just like really, pretty lackluster in that regard. So seeing it this time, now they've got like where he was showing, you know, they have like a photo mode, and you've probably seen on Twitter people are posting, you know, all kinds of photos and stuff, screenshots of it, and it just. Wow, it's just amazing.
Nice.
Well done. I hope they do the same thing with Ico, because that was another game that had, you know, clunky controls. It was a good game, but just the controls were kind of frustrating in that one too.
Nice. Well, I missed it. I don't know why too, because back then we were covering PS2. I'm thinking I wasn't the one that reviewed Shadow of the Colossus. I think we reviewed it. I'm going to look while we're talking, but I'm not sure I'm the one who reviewed it.
No, I think the price is right for this title too. It's only like $40.
How long is it?
I don't know.
It's pretty long. I mean, some of the colossi were pretty challenging. I mean, there's some, you got to figure out the patterns to them, and I don't remember. I don't know total hours. I remember getting frustrated on a few of them that I had to kind of put it away and come back to it, kind of thing. But I'm not sure hours-wise. You could probably... I mean, it's not a huge game. But $40 is definitely worth that.
Well, yeah, that's... I mean... In this age of $60, $70 games, those are nice gems to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely,
I've got to kind of pace myself because my priority game is Kingdom Come, so it's going to be one of my secondary choices. But I was watching Rory's stream a little bit too, because I was prepping for the podcast, and of course, you're right. We host him on our Twitch channel, so I got a chance to see a little bit of it, and the Colossi looked huge, and those things are ginormous.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so you'll have to give us a more detailed look next time you're on, Peter.
Yeah, I also streamed the opening cinematic and the first a little bit on my Twitch channel, so it might have been auto-hosted. I hope.
We're definitely auto-hosting you. So
actually, I did it twice. The first time I didn't have sounds. I had to fiddle with the PlayStation to get the sounds, and then.
Because unlike Mixer that forces you to use your own channel, you could use this channel for your streams.
Yeah, true.
So,
but I got a new PC, so I have not set that up yet. And I find the login and all that jazz.
So it's funny, I took the PC that we were using for the podcast, and I moved it over to behind my sofa, and I put a real monitor on my table there, and I got a wireless mouse keyboard. And now our streams coming off of my stuff look so much nicer. So I don't have to worry about it. I can stream with I'm actually streaming with XSplit, or not XSplit. I'm streaming with OBS now, rather than using the built-in Elgato software, because I can play our intro before the stream, and it runs. I can run 60 frames per second with no hitch, if even using our little overlays. So I'm kind of digging it now. So now I just need time. That's the big things. I need time. So, all right.
That's the hard part.
Oh, I know. So, hey, while we're on, I didn't put this in the subject line for the podcast, but while we are discussing Sony stuff, you guys know that the PlayStation 5.5 firmware is coming out.
I think it is out, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in. I thought it was in beta. Hold on.
No, I think it came out today. Maybe
it's not tweeted out.
Yeah, hang on, because
I got a new firmware this morning.
I don't know if it's that one, because it just hit beta.
I don't know.
Now, February 6th, new features coming to PS4 and System Software 5.5. If you signed up and were selected for the beta program, you received an email with instructions how to download and get started. So it's not out yet. What you probably got was one of their famous.
I don't know. It looked completely different. Let me check it out.
Well,
we're checking it out live.
And
because now I'm curious.
Yeah, what I got. Me too. Because that's not what. That's definitely not.
Unless I'm in a beta and it came through.
You would have gotten an email about the beta. So,
no email.
All right. Well, here are some things that are coming as a result. So, you can see if you have these kind of things. So first and foremost, they're doing. They have a family management where you can set when your kids play. Hang on, I'm futzing with the. There we go. Sorry, guys. So there's family management where you can set play times for your family members, which is nice. So Sophia here, she's busted. She was supposed to play only for 2 hours, and she's playing for 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah, I was confused. I got 5.05.
There you go. So Sophia's grounded, just so you know.
Oh, Sophia.
Uh-huh.
Maybe now that you can go in there and manage if they can do crossplay or not too, right? Gotta protect those kids.
So in the quick menu, you can also see how much time you have left, and this is cool actually. I like this. A notification that tells you, "Hey, Jacob, son of mine, you only have 5 minutes left, so wrap it up."
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. Also coming are some updates to the library. So I'll show you those. There is a this PS4 tab. See how it says this PS4 right up there underneath search? So that you can see all this. So if you have multiple systems or you're doing game sharing, you can see what's loaded on yours and what's not. So if you have a second console in the house, you can see which games are on this particular PS4 versus what is in your library to be downloaded. It's kind of nice. Also, is a PlayStation Plus tab, so that you can easily get to the PS Plus games.
Nice. Yeah, right now it's kind of hunting for what you can download for free.
It's foraging for food, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So they have fixed that. Nice. That's yeah. You can also, which I have, I was hoping, you could actually hide shit. So you know how on Xbox, on your Xbox One, you can hide stuff that you've uninstalled. So you can hide it from your install list. So if it's like a betas and stuff, you can now hide this stuff here too. All right, next up, some quick menu enhancements. You can very quickly do Spotify music. You can also now do background music on PS Now. So while you're streaming, if you're streaming a game on PS Now, you can now do background music while you're streaming. Now it does say, keep in mind, similar to when playing a game locally on PS4, background music may not always be available. I don't know when that would be. When is background music not available?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
if you're streaming, it might be, who knows?
I've never run into that, though. I've always been able to play. I've never had a time when I couldn't play background music.
They just flag you after the fact on that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No, but I mean, like if you're, I don't know. Doing the PS Now, you're streaming and then streaming music and then said, okay, too many streaming resources. I don't know
either. Also, the ability to delete notifications. I don't know about you guys, but I like this because the notifications just junk up everything. I hate lists of notifications. I do the same thing like with my Twitter DM conversations. After a while, I clear them the hell out because I just don't like them sitting there. So I like this. I like this ability to delete notifications. I think that's all the pictures they had, but a couple of other things that they're adding is the ability to import your own custom wallpapers via a USB stick. So you'll be able to grab whatever wallpaper you want, throw it on your background. Customized tournament team page with your own team logo or background that you can import from a USB stick. Customize your team page with something new and original. And then a super sampling mode on the PS4 Pro. Now, this is kind of weird because gonna read it, but it sounds like it's halfway there, but not quite all the way there. So with the Xbox One X, you get super sampling done in the hardware, as well as some other features that are specifically hardware based. So here it says PS4 Pro users will see a new super sampling mode under settings, which enables those with HD TVs, 1080p or less, to enjoy an enhanced visual experience when playing some PS4 games. With super sampling mode, games that render to a higher resolution when connected to a 4K TV will downscale to match the TV, allowing PS4 Pro owners to leverage the benefits of an image clarity boost even if they don't own a 4K TV. Certain games already have super sampling benefits as part of their PS4 Pro enhanced feature set, but this new mode can enhance the experience for those games that don't already have the feature. Because PS4 Pro's added power and modes benefit different games in different ways, please note that certain games' image clarity may not improve with this new feature. Not sure what that means. Unless it just means that if the game is not enhanced or Pro enhanced, it's not going to downsample? I don't get that. Any thoughts?
I thought this was already the case.
No, super sampling was always a feature that had to be added in.
No. I mean, it's better than no option.
No, I mean it's like when they added the beast mode or the boost mode. Sorry,
yeah.
You get something. So if downsampling is a good thing to have, and I think they saw, I think they saw that Microsoft did that, and that's a good marketing tool, and so they needed to have it too. So that is that. That is the new 5.5 system software coming out at some point. There's no date on it. It's coming soon. So
comes when it's ready.
Yes. So, in comes new firmware. Out goes a legend. Kaz is walking away after, my God, he's been around as long as I can remember with Sony. Has decided that he saw his vision. He rebuilt the PlayStation brand, got them to where they are now, and wants to do something else. So
I mean, I will say you should stop at the top, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's what he does.
Yeah. I mean, he started. So let me see. 1999, 98 is when I got into games journalism. He was well part of Sony then. I mean, he's been part of Sony since the 80s.
He was on the PlayStation side, right?
He was. So he started out, he actually started out in Sony's music division and then moved over to SCEA like in the mid-90s. It was sometime before I got involved in, like I said, by the time Next Level Gaming came around, we knew who he was because he was at SCEA, and then of course in 2005 he showed everybody the PlayStation 3. But he was actually in 2006 he became president of Sony Computer Entertainment. And I mean, he's just he took the brand and got it back on track after a very disastrous PS3 launch, and ever since, I mean, he's a big reason why Sony is where it is now. So yeah, going out on top is right. We've all read, we've all seen the freak out on Twitter. Oh my God, something's wrong with Sony. Sony must be dying, blah, 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 blah. But I don't see it that way. I see this as, how much more can you do? You've been at the company for let's say 85, just for rounding numbers. 85, 95, 2005. You've been at the company for over 30 years. What's left? I mean, seriously, what's left? He's leaving on his own terms. I do know that Sony was surprised by it, so it's not. Please, it's not as though they weren't firing him. He's leaving in a blaze of glory. So, what's the question becomes, what does this mean for Sony? His stepping down is not because Sony's in any kind of trouble, but this does potentially change the trajectory of Sony. The current CFO, who is Kenichiro Yoshida, he's taking over, so he'll be April 1st. He'll be filling that role. Where do they go from here? Where do they? What's next in the Sony line, and what kind of direction do we see them going in?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the new guy taking over, what his vision is.
Well, he's more of a headhunter. He's kind of got a headhunter reputation, right? I mean, he's not sort of the creative freedom guy that Kaz has been. He's Yoshida's kind of known more as a bit of a hard edge headhunter kind of style. At least that's what I read. So I don't know, that like a whole different style of management. So we'll see.
Well, if a picture speaks 1,000 words, I'm gonna grab this picture real quick, and this is more along the lines of just style. So, on the left is Kaz, on the right is Yoshida. One of them is smiling, the other is not. So, I mean,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So, and on this, actually on the site that I got this picture from, so Kaz Hirai became president and CEO of Sony Corporation in 2012. So he took over for Howard Stringer. I was out of the loop in 2012, so that's why I don't remember that. I remember, when we were coming back and doing the podcast that he was the head of Sony, but I didn't realize when that was. So we don't know. What I have heard, and this is just a Sony thing, not a PlayStation thing, but I have heard that that one of the things they were possibly looking at along with this was selling off their movie studio division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this really would bring PlayStation as the piece of Sony, besides their insurance side, which nobody really ever knows. I mean, nobody really, unless you're like an industry person, you don't know anything about that and the things that they do there. But the rest of their electronics divisions aren't as profitable as PlayStation. So This puts PlayStation really at the forefront if that happens.
But the thing is, if they didn't have the insurance, because maybe they're using that to hedge against themselves, because over time they might go the way Sega went. That's your main bread and butter.
No,
not anytime soon.
No, right.
But I mean, Sega was at one point at the top.
Yeah, but Sega made multiple mistakes.
Well, yeah, but you don't know if Sony's going to make mistakes. And what I'm saying is, like, if you put all your eggs in one basket.
No,
Sega never had the market share like Sony does. Sega had a great product. But...
Well, in the video game space, of course they did. Remember, at one point it was just them and Nintendo.
Right.
Sony came along and just broadsided everybody, including Nintendo. Like nobody was expecting the PlayStation to be what it actually turned out to be. Everyone, when you said video games, your first thought went right to Nintendo. Your second thought was typically Genesis. You didn't, it for Sony to come in and do what it did against two titans of the gaming industry was nothing short of amazing. And
yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, and it just started them on a path that had one hiccup, and that was the PS3. And their big ability was to take that failure and for Kaz to just turn it around. It's kind of what everybody is expecting from Phil Spencer, and what he's doing with Microsoft to try to turn around, their 2013 disaster with the Xbox One. I mean, Kaz really had that goal. Plus, when they made him head of Sony, he not only had to worry about PlayStation, but he had to worry about the electronics division, and he had to worry about the household appliances and all the medical equipment and the financial services and music and movies. I mean, that's huge. And for him to go out like this, I mean, I think people should be celebrating what he's done. I know Sony is.
Yeah, I had tweeted a couple days ago that Hirai, he came from the gaming division of PlayStation, right? And he understood what it took, the failures and up and downs. So he understood how important the gaming division was, the PlayStation. So when he got to that CEO spot, you can tell that it helped PlayStation. They put them at the forefront, probably at the table. Because I even read too that he works with Yoshida to kind of help get Sony together. And Yoshida is the head of the PlayStation, right?
He is.
So you can see that
he's head of it all now.
That PlayStation, when the Hirai went up to the top, the PlayStation had, their voices being heard at the top for what that division needed in the Sony division. So you look at Xbox, and now with Phil at the table, with all the executives, you're kind of seeing the same picture, the same structure. Now you have someone who's taken, you have Matt Booty to help Phil, help organize Xbox structure. So I think, you're seeing that kind of format on the Xbox side. And you look at, like you were saying, how Sony, who would have thought that Sony would have came into the picture and be the big gaming company that they are today? The way Sega and Nintendo were back in the day. And then here comes Microsoft, right? They did the same thing. It kind of helps that you have a big company to be there to help support and fund something like that. So I think definitely that helped that out a lot. But now you look at nowadays, look how big gaming is. It's a huge $1 billion business. And Sony, they've been struggling in their electronics. They kind of had to downsize. Even Microsoft. You don't see the Microsoft band anymore. You don't see this phone now. They're having to take a hard streamline and really look at gaming business as a $1 billion business, and it's taken over slowly but surely. So they've had to bring them to the table with the big guys.
Well, the company, Sony is forecasting a record. I'm reading this from a couple of sources here. The company is forecasting a record operating profit of 630 billion yen for the year ending March 31st. So Hirai he was doing something right.
Yeah.
They're not in trouble. There's nothing. This is him. See, I think this is him going, what else is there for me? And maybe, I'm looking real quick to see how old he is. After a while, the man's not going to be hurting for money. Let's make that clear. He's 57 years old. That's a heck of a way to go out, man. You're not even. That's not even like retirement age yet. He gets to go with his millions of dollars and go, maybe spend some time with his family. I would imagine if he got himself back into the mix somewhere that he would be almost instantly picked up by another company. Could you imagine him taking over at EA or something like that? I mean, the man's leaving on his own terms, so he probably could come back on his own terms.
Mm-hmm.
So, I say to him, dilly dilly.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. He definitely did a good job. So
yeah,
he did. Hell yeah.
Yep.
No,
he's killing it.
Yeah, so we'll see what comes from Yoshida-san, and where Sony goes. I mean, there is the thought that, look, to be fair, Sony also looks at what the competition is doing and what works for the competition and brings it in. And, we don't always like it. We don't always agree with it. But gaming as a service is a big moneymaker. And, let's be fair, Yoshida-san was the CFO of Sony, which means his primary function was the finances. And if he looks out and he sees that gaming as a service is making companies quadrillions of dollars, that's where they're going to go. It makes sense.
Yeah.
See, and that's what has me concerned is, they've kind of been the forefront for the single player side with the Uncharted and the Horizon Zero Dawn and, God of War hitting now. I mean, those, all these flagship single player games that I've done well, but I don't think they're like the huge sellers. They're obviously not the Call of Duties and the, Battlefield, Battlefront type stuff. So, whereas Horizon has been sort of, leading the charge for that creative freedom, does this guy come in and, streamline things, like you say, because of the financial reasons?
Well, and you still have, so it's going to depend on how much he listens to his people. Because Kaz was down in there, he listened to his people. Yoshida was brought in as CFO of Sony, not of CFO of PlayStation, so he had everybody else that he had to kind of look at when it came to balancing the books. I think the person who he's going to have to really sit down with and make sure he gets on board with is the other Yoshida, Shuhei Yoshida, who right now is president of Sony Worldwide Studios. Those are the guys that are going to be doing those games and hopefully continuing. Uncharted is probably done because Uncharted is done. But I don't think this necessarily signals the end of single player games, but it's going to be interesting to see where they put the bulk of their resources. Because, we do know that Sony takes an awful long time to make their games. I mean, that's fair. That's a fair assessment, right?
Yeah.
Takes them a long time. So, what do they spend that money on? Because they also have to see that Microsoft spent money on games as a service and ended up scuttling stuff like Fable Legends and, it's not as though it's not. When I say they have to look at the market, I'm not necessarily saying they have to look at Microsoft, because Microsoft hasn't exactly been, the bastion of profitability with games as a service. They got PUBG, but PUBG isn't made by them. When we talk about games as a service, I immediately think of Overwatch. I immediately think of Star Wars Battlefront. I think of third-party games. I don't necessarily think Xbox. I just think, this is they look at their partners and seeing where that stuff goes. It will be interesting to see where they go with their money. Now, Siberia just said something that I would definitely be on board with. He says, "I wish Sony would do co-op campaigns." I'm totally on board with that. I think that if they did, like, if they wanted to kind of mold the two together, could you imagine a co-op Uncharted?
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Be huge, yeah.
Imagine if Days Gone, which is going to be one of their big games coming out, or I don't even know how you would do Detroit in a co-op, but oh my God, that'd be awesome. But could you imagine Days Gone as a co-op game? I'm down.
Yeah.
Didn't someone say Horizon Zero Dawn was supposed to be, and then they scratched it?
I don't know.
I don't know. What? How many open world games like Horizon Zero Dawn are co-op though? Well, I mean, Ghost Recon did it.
Yeah.
It's
hard to do though.
It had it work too.
But the Division was not really the story. It was released. It's not really co-op.
Right. That's
It's more a multiplayer component of it.
Somewhat Dead Rising.
But
Dead Rising 3. Dead Rising 3 was co-op.
Maybe. Yeah.
It does say that.
And it was definitely open. It was definitely open world. But Ghost Recon, I think, is the biggest of the ones that we know of recently.
Right.
So, but I just, to me, best of all the best of luck to Kaz and where he's going. Don't listen to anybody that says he's leaving because Sony is going down the crapper. It's not, folks. Calm down, folks. He's going out. He's going out on top, and he's good. And like I said to him, I say dilly because that's how you should do it. You would rather look. You want to go out like Kaz Hirai, or you want to go out like Don Matrick? Your choice, bro.
Yeah.
Your choice, brah.
Brah.
Just say it like Jack Trenton. Jack Trenton went out when he was on top of that business. Jack didn't leave because things were going wrong at Sony. Jack Trenton kicked ass and then left.
Yeah, I mean him. You look at him and Adam Boyes,
and Phil,
House,
Andrew, right? House.
I mean, I think what they all did, what they brought to Sony was they did what they were supposed to do.
Exactly.
They brought PlayStation where it is now. So and like you look at their history, they've been there for years. Well, not Adam Boyes, but they've done a lot of time in Sony besides just PlayStation. So.
Well, Andrew House has been there since 1990 as well.
Yeah.
And he's going to leave at the end. He left at the end of the year, right? So he left.
Mm-hmm.
So he's out. Trenton's out. Kaz is out. It's a whole new. You still have Shuhei. You still have Sean Layden. So we'll see. We'll see where they go. Look, guys do this all the time. Look at what, look at what my man Peter Moore did. Peter Moore went to Sega, kind of rebuilt Sega for a little bit until they killed his Dreamcast. Then he came to Microsoft. He got Microsoft back on track after the Xbox. The OG Xbox wasn't a disaster, but they needed some help to get third parties on board and stuff like that. And then he went to
someone with that experience.
Yep, then he went to EA and rebuilt kind of EA's reputation a bit. And now he's off probably winning soccer games. I don't follow.
Some people might argue that.
You know
how passionate some of the soccer fans are.
Yeah.
I wish
Liverpool. I don't watch Liverpool.
I wish he had stayed with Xbox all the way up to the X1.
I think there would have been a totally. You're right. There would have been such a totally different thing with Microsoft. Microsoft would have been a totally different position.
Yeah.
And I think most companies thought that Microsoft was going to follow in that path that Peter left for it. I mean, Peter has nothing to do with Microsoft being where it is today.
No.
Peter had everything to do with where Microsoft was in the 360 era. So I will forever defend that man. That man was one of the best in the business. Period. And, straight out.
Like we were talking about, what's the name, leaving Sony. Definitely doesn't. I don't see doom and gloom for Sony as far as PlayStation. Let's say Sony, because you hear the rumors that they might sell off their movie division. Who knows what they're going to do with their TVs? Let's say their biggest part of Sony is PlayStation, right? I don't see a problem with that because Nintendo seems to do well with just Nintendo, pretty much, right? I mean, they have other businesses in Japan. I'm sure they do. Besides, that they're invested in, but I mean, I don't see a problem.
But can you imagine if the Switch was a complete flop for Nintendo after the Wii U?
Yeah,
they would have been in a bad situation. I mean,
that could be a problem. They could
have gone the way of Sega.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. Although, man, could you? Well, what?
3DS,
hold on. Well,
all those things have done really well.
Their handheld would have held them up. But could you see the difference between them and Sega? Is Sega lost their way even after the hardware failed. They had an opportunity to take their big games and run with them on other platforms as a third party, and they failed. I mean, they failed miserably. The games that Microsoft wanted so badly to I would imagine, we're going to talk about this in a minute, and you know what? I'm going to bring it up. We're going to switch gears real quick because this is really funny. The big rumor from the past week and a half.
Before we switch, one thing, whatever's going to happen to Sony is I hope they speed up the downloads. My goodness.
Make it so before you leave, Kaz.
It's worse than watching paint dry. All right. Move on.
All right, moving on. So, this chunk of horse manure came across my Twitter feed while I was.
My God!
This was great. I'm in the middle of all this rehearsing of this play, and I'm not on Twitter a lot. I'm not doing. I'm kind of out of the loop. And out of nowhere, I come home one night, and Twitter is lit up with this EA is getting bought by Microsoft nonsense.
Yeah, it wasn't just EA. They were buying Valve. They were buying... Come on.
So I grabbed this image because it's funny to me that
I thought they gave Phil only one blank check, but apparently it's three.
Right. Apparently that blank check also equals buying the largest.
And honestly, who the hell would know for sure if Microsoft or Xbox is going to buy one of these guys besides Phil and the people at that big table?
Yeah. There's no way. Well, obviously, I'm not sure about that because there are legal documents that have to, there would be. I would imagine that there would be some. You'd hear about the day that they filed. The day that they filed the paperwork for the merger. I mean, it would have to go, or the acquisition. It would have to go through, all kinds of different, legal things. But you'd hear about it that time. It would be public knowledge because you'd have to do that.
someone like Nate, they told him, "Hey, go make some copies of these paperwork," and Nate's over there taking pictures of it.
I accidentally dropped it.
And on the NLG podcast, the big scoop, we get the big break.
Guys, I heard it.
I mean, come on, guys. The reason I brought this up is because I know that Microsoft really wanted to buy Sega before Sammy Corporation bought them. And to be honest with you, I almost wish they did, because with Peter at the helm of Microsoft to pick up his old company, he would absolutely
yeah, you would have had that library from Sega.
And he would have known how to use that library. I'm sorry, I was laughing at Woody. You would have absolutely had a whole different thing going on with Sega games. We'd have had Sonic Adventure 3 on the Xbox, and that would have been something. Don't get me wrong, Full Auto, believe it or not, was a great game. I still play Full Auto from time to time on a 360. But could you imagine?
Can we have a BC for that one?
Oh, get on that.
Yeah.
Phil, Mike.
They're listening. We have to tell Matt.
Hold on. Does it look like I'm looking at the camera? Because I can't tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Boys, make that happen. Full Auto was a great game. It really was.
I mean, we got split second now, so Full Auto is next, right?
Yeah. That was like
logical progression.
That game was semi-close to Death Race, which was also a great game. But anyway, their launch titles on the Xbox 360 were decent. Chrome Hounds actually was really good. Condemned was pretty good, and Full Auto. But Sega's, it took a while. I mean, on the OG Xbox, I don't think we saw a Virtua Fighter. We didn't see a Virtua Fighter on the 360 until... Did we even see one? I know PlayStation had Virtua Fighter, but not even until the PS2, I think. I mean, they had a stable of games that you just never saw again. And the difference is their spiral downhill wouldn't have been the same spiral EA would have gone through if Microsoft bought them. But Microsoft's not buying. Microsoft's not buying EA. Let's cut this out right now. In 2017, EA's revenue was $4.85 billion. Now, in retrospect, they purchased Mojang for $2 billion, which
they probably already made back up and more.
Yeah, they made back up and more. Mike, I heard the evil in that laugh. The amount of money it would take for Microsoft to buy EA would be beyond what Microsoft would want to. I mean, this is the company that bought Nokia. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
So,
No.
Granted, Nokia and EA are not on the same, plane. But come on, this isn't happening. Valve, I could see Valve.
I mean, it could be, right?
I could see Valve.
Because of the whole, Windows and,
Yeah.
Windows is the foundation, so,
Who was the other one? It was Valve. It was, and Bluehole. So that would make the most sense. PUBG is I mean, what was it, 4 million people now? 4 million sold at a game preview? That's much. I've said it before.
Or online, 4 million online. Well, sold, I think.
Yeah. So I said it before, and I'll say it again.
But what else do they have, though, with PUBG? I mean, how much more can it grow, especially when Battle Royale is going to be in every game that's out there or coming out?
Yeah, but how many of them are holding up? I mean, Fortnite is holding up against Bluehole, but Fortnite is not overtaking Bluehole. Or Fortnite's overtaking PUBG.
True.
And it's free.
Yeah. So, I mean, and remember that's not their only game.
Yeah. People don't know that, but yeah.
Well, people could, do other. They could do other games, and it would be another. See, I personally, and I like I said, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Somewhere, Cliff Bleszinski is crying in his beer and going, "Why didn't I listen? Why didn't I do the right thing?" Because Lawbreakers could have been that game before PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it could have been PUBG.
Not necessarily the from a platform standpoint, it would have done better. Let's just put it that way. There's no. That's just an objective statement. I mean, Cliff's company, in my view, is going to be lucky to survive. Honestly, I mean, you don't even hear anything out of them anymore. He's going to be lucky if he doesn't.
Well, they're working or brainstorming on a new game. Didn't they share some images? Stuff they were working on.
I thought the publisher dropped him though.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think.
Probably did.
Yeah, I don't think. I think this is going to go the way of Peter. Remember Christian's company?
Oh yeah.
I think that's where he's headed.
Yeah, could be.
So, I think he made a tactical error. I think he did. It's just it's really funny. Everybody makes fun of the Xbox for being a dude bro shooter console, but there's a reason why they call it a dude bro shooter console. And to be honest with you, that game would have done miles better. And maybe PUBG doesn't go there. Maybe they stay on PC or wait and do multi-console without going to preview first. Maybe they see Microsoft as kind of being behind Lawbreakers, so they go elsewhere. Maybe it's a different. You may have a different playing field. So I just think he looks at it. He's got to look at it and go, "What the hell did I do?" Because he sees PUBG and 4 million copies on the Xbox alone. That's insane.
Well, that was last month numbers or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I remember. I mean, if you guys remember correctly, that is what the original Watch Dogs did in like a quarter for multi-platform.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And that's also Xbox coming out with a bundle, PUBG bundle, an S.
Oh, that's right. I still think they need an X bundle. Yeah.
That's what I tweeted. It's like they should do that with an X.
Yep. Well,
and maybe only with an X instead of the S.
So
I mean, the game is already selling well. I don't know. Maybe you want to entice people to buy an X. I don't know.
That's what I would think.
And they were giving away free copies with the X.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, put it on the box, put a sleeve around it,
Exactly. Put that thing on the box.
Bundled. Yeah.
Put a sticker on it.
Make a giant
that's what PlayStation has, right? I mean, they just have, sleeves around the box and in a packing game. That's another bundle. That's how you can make cheap bundles.
Sounds about right to me. So, and Atom Bomb Baby 420, our buddy
Atom Bomb.
What a waste 50 billion would be for MS buying EA as an Xbox guy. What would we gain game-wise? Absolutely fuck all. Siberia. Man, hit me in the feels. I'd be okay with EA buying or Microsoft buying EA if they brought back the big division. NBA Street, NFL Street. That was awesome. That was like when Midway stopped making Blitz. That was my fill-in for Blitz. See, that's what Microsoft should do. Microsoft should go find some of these IPs, like they did with Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder Hurricane, which Hydro Thunder was Midway. Now that Matt Booty is part of Microsoft, he needs to go find these things and go get them. Go get NFL Blitz. Oh my God, you can make
huge.
Oh my Lord, yeah. Sorry. Anyway.
Oh, it'd be huge.
I'll tell you what, EA's their street soccer game was also really good. Now that I think about it, their big series.
But did it sell well?
They did. Actually, they did. They sold pretty well. I don't know why they stopped making them, but they did sell pretty well. A lot of those arcadey games, everybody stopped making.
Yeah.
I like them.
Midway was huge for that. It wasn't just NFL Blitz. They had NHL Hits, and they had MLB Slugfest, which was one of my favorite baseball games.
What's that 2-on-2 basketball? Where you're on fire?
Oh, NBA Jam. Right? Oh, right,
NBA Jam. Yeah, but isn't Microsoft working on something like that?
There was a rumor about that.
There was a rumor about that.
Yeah, so but they don't like. But they see that's just. And this is the other thing that makes buying EA make no sense. The reason Phil can make a baseball game. He can make a basketball game. Microsoft has IPs. Microsoft has the High Heat baseball IP. They could bring back Inside Drive, which was. If you never played NBA Inside Drive for the OG Xbox, it was actually a damn impressive game. It was probably one of the better basketball games out there at the time. They have the IPs. What Phil has said is he thinks it's not worth paying the Players Association the fees for the players. So why the hell would you buy?
For first party game, he's probably right. It's a lot of money. It will be hard to pull off unless it's done extremely well.
Right.
Like if we look at MLB the game on the Sony side,
the show.
The show. That game is like that looks top notch.
But it's always been.
It has, but it's so hard to even come out with a High Heat on Xbox and be of that caliber.
Yeah. Well, and EA did have. I don't know if you guys ever remember, but they had MVP Baseball. But the other company that Sega had a great baseball series too, and Sega. They had the World Series baseball series, and then they had the ESPN MLB 2K was 2K's game. 2K used to rule the roost, and then I don't know what happened to them.
I thought. Well, you talking about 2K making baseball and football games?
Well, we know why they stopped making football.
Yeah.
Because of the licensing, but they had the license to make baseball. I don't think Sony had I think Sony had at the time an exclusive right to make a first-person baseball game, but they didn't have the rights to third-person baseball games, which is why you saw 2K all the way up to I think 2K8, 2K9. I was already kind of out of NL gaming at the time. I don't remember what the last MLB 2 was. 2K13 looks like the last one. So it's they had the ability to do it. They just stopped. Now that doesn't take anything away from the show, because like I said, since 989 Sports, MLB, before it was the show and it was just MLB, that was a great game. It was a great baseball game. I still love even my PSP version of MLB. It was really good. I do pour one out for Acclaim, who made, at the time, for me, arguably the best baseball game of its era, which was All-Star Baseball. And mostly because the fielding was all behind the back of the player. So when you played in the outfield or you played second base, you were looking at the plate. So you were watching the ball come at you. It was really, at the time, the only game that did it. Other than Pete Rose Baseball for the PC, but that was for the PC. So I don't get. I guess I don't get how Phil would say something like that and then go buy EA. It just makes no sense, because he'd have he'd be inheriting Madden and NHL and NBA, and so none of this makes sense. I think if they were going to buy anybody, I think the one you go after, and that's it. I mean, again, you know, we're all talking hypotheticals because none of this is real. That's who I'd go after.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Their revenue is not high.
What about the Hitman guys?
IO Interactive?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, but
you never know.
Other than Hitman, what else do they have right now?
I don't know, but Hitman is a start.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. Episodic.
Bring them in.
Fits the Game Pass model.
Yeah. Put it on a Game Pass and then have them work on a new IP.
Yeah.
And you can always bring back Hitman later on.
What about Telltale? They're not doing so hot.
No, but
episodic.
Yeah.
Also fits the Game Pass model.
Telltale though is.
Telltale's not doing all. They seem to do all right.
Well, didn't they? Yeah, didn't they have like layoffs and you weren't happy with the engine and a whole bunch of kind of turmoil a little bit? It's a good time for a reboot of that company.
Yeah,
and Microsoft and Raw.
Well, they did have Minecraft story mode though.
Yeah.
What about Capcom?
So Capcom,
they've been struggling for a while.
They have been, and there's rumors that they are laying off people, and and they're
didn't they cancel a big game they were making?
Well, they had
Who was it?
Deep Down that never came
Dead Rising 5? I thought they had canceled Dead Rising 5 or put that on hold.
Well, they put it on hold. Capcom would make sense. They've got a great stable of IPs. They'd have to work out Street Fighter 5.
Hey, bring it to Xbox also.
This could be. Hey, we bought the company, so that contract is null and void, gentlemen.
Well, you still keep it on PlayStation, but
right,
bring out the Xbox
version. So somebody had reported that Blue Castle, which was Capcom's Canadian studio, Capcom Vancouver, laid off 50 people, and that's why they're scaling back or tabling Dead Rising, because that's the company for that. That's the development studio that does Dead Rising.
I saw a tweet from Coalition telling them if they needed a job, bring them on board.
Yeah. Playground Games. That was the other rumor that perhaps, and look, if it were me, I would be flying over to I think it's Finland. I'm pretty sure it's Finland. Where's Nahapuki from? Finland, right?
Finland. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would be knocking on Sam Lake's door and be like, "Hey, Sam.
Here's a check."
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. We are so sorry. Here's
just
a
fill
check.
in the total.
Yep. Here's a check. Here's a check. Here's a guarantee for Quantum Break 2, and you know what? Sign it today, and to hell with it. Alan Wake 2 is coming out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine having Remedy? Everybody has been.
And also make that episodic Game Pass. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, there's a lot of that Game Pass was maybe could be one of those golden geese or goose that keeps on laying those golden eggs.
Geeses.
I think it will, because you look at Netflix and Hulu.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They keep putting out some of these solid shows. So
let's talk about that, and that's because that's another. This was a big to me announcement. Like, this is there are certain things that I consider or could consider game-changing announcements.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of them. Go ahead.
I thought somebody was I thought somebody was trolling on Twitter when I first saw this.
Yeah.
Thought there's no way Sea of Thieves is coming day one to Game Pass. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. So for people who have been living under a rock or part of a theater experience and spending every day out, this was a shocker. This was a. I looked at this a few times and went, "This is insane." So basically, what's happening is all future Microsoft titles, every one of them, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, Halo when it comes out, whatever the next Forza is that comes out, whatever games are coming out will launch in Game Pass day and date with the retail. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, you were already getting 100 games, and now you're gonna get every new game that comes out.
Amazing. Mic drop.
It really was.
Pro consumer right there.
Here's the thing, I'm always thinking like, okay, what's behind it, And also, like, why aren't the older Forzas not part of this yet?
No, that licensing wouldn't have anything to do with it. I don't know why Forza.
No, so that's why it's like, why the new one but not the old one?
They may be.
What's gonna be in the new one that's different than the old one?
I wonder if
it's kind of like stripped down. When I call stripped down, is like not too bare bones, but does it have less cars? Does it have less tracks? Now you can add on.
Yeah,
but at least you get them in the door, or maybe all the tracks are there, but not all the cars. It's
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. That's my only red flag that I can see.
Yeah, they get you in the door with a base game and then sell you microtransactions. Right. But if you think about it, too, they're not getting rid of their retail.
No. I know, but still, it's like, I mean, is it going to be different than the retail version?
I don't think so. That would be bad. That's not what they're advertising.
That's anti-consumer.
No.
Well, but
But here's the thing: you're paying $10 a month in perpetuity. Mm-hmm. They're making their money on these games and then some, and then they're going to make then they're going to make the money on the games from the people who abhor Game Pass and who demand that they will always buy retail games. That's I don't think that's going away. I think what's going to happen is they're going to make their money selling selling on Halo, and then you're going to get Game Pass. They're going to make that money too, and those people are going to buy rec packs and whatnot. They're going to make money hand over fist. This is a genius move because honestly, I'm glad for Sea of Thieves, and I want to talk about Sea of Thieves before we call it a night, because thank God we're finally able to talk about that game. But imagine that, to me, this is hedging bets. Okay, if Sea of Thieves doesn't do that great at retail, they're gonna make their money from the people spending $10 a month on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Right. But also, like, when you look at the price, right? What you said is $120 a year, which is like 2 full retail games. I mean, most people here in the chat will buy more than 2 games a year. But overall, it's the same thing on the PlayStation side too. It's like the attachment rate is like 2 games per year.
Yeah.
So if you want to have a lot of engagement, in this case, 3 new titles that is already on the box, you have a higher engagement with those titles.
Yeah.
Imagine how third parties feel too, because that's I said this and Sony. So I mean, this for multi-platform owners. I mean, think about this. This now gives you more money to spend on other games too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you said, right? Oh, now I have the
I've got money
and additional $120, whatever that you can spend on on PlayStation or maybe you get a Switch or third-party games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's it's between this and EA Access. I just have to wait on EA Access. That's all.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm contemplating. Like, I pre-ordered Sea of Thieves, but I'm contemplating if I should just cancel my pre-order and get the pass. Granted, I gave up my pre-order bonus, but
right. Or unless you're buying the controller. Like, if you're buying the controller, then it makes it worth it. And you may see things like that in the future. So you may see more of that happening to keep enticing you to buy the game outright.
Right. But also for Microsoft, this is, when people have the Game Pass, there's no digital, there's no physical trading, so you don't lose money on second-hand sales. Second of all, if they ever do the digital trade-ins, you don't have to worry about it, because
whoever
trade
does
in from a subscription. So,
right. But whoever gets that straight, that's game over. That's game over.
Digital trading?
Yep. That's game over. But I mean, so there has been some fallout from smaller retailers on this. There are a couple of stores that are no longer going to carry Xbox products, but I think that's going to hurt them. That's cutting your nose off to spite your face, in my opinion.
Yeah. Look at Best Buy. They stopped selling CDs.
I was just about to say that. Best Buy and possibly Target. So, this is where we're going, folks.
Careful. We're going to get upset. Careful what you say about that.
About what?
When was the last time you guys bought a CD?
Ask me when the last time I bought a physical game.
I did. I bought the Pink Floyd, the 20th anniversary.
Collector's edition. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't even done that for ages. I couldn't even tell you the last time. All my music was digital and has been, I think, since like 1998 or something.
Still like to buy my movies on physical format plus digital code.
But last year,
still good.
Yeah, last year CD sales were down 18% in the industry. So you may not like it. These little retailers may not like it, but this is where the industry is headed. What is so funny about this is that we're basically 4 years late for Microsoft's vision. That's finally coming to pass. They knew it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Their issue was they just pushed it on everybody too fast, and people freaked out. And people are freaking out about Best Buy, but this is what's happening. This is where we're going.
Yeah.
Netflix is the big thing. Nobody's going to the movies anymore unless it's a big blockbuster, and a lot of those people are waiting for Netflix. This is Netflix for gaming.
Absolutely. Huge.
Can you imagine if some major third party signs up for this Game Pass deal, saying like, "Hey, all our titles are part of it"?
Well, think about two. You know who would do it actually? Bethesda.
That's what I was thinking.
Bethesda would be the one.
I'm thinking they would, but not day one. I could see them maybe 3 months, and then all right, because Dishonored and Prey would have done good on Game Pass because they didn't sell well overall.
But also, the whole thing with gaming as a service will fit this model nicely too.
Yeah,
because you have the engagement. People. It's easy to get that game because, hey, your buddies have it. Hey, let's play. Okay, hey, I have Game Pass, or hey, I spend that $10, and then next month come by, it's like, oh, forgot to cancel it. That's another, and it's like, might as well keep it.
Might as well keep it, and oh, great, hey, Crackdown's coming. I'm going to look for me, wife and 3 kids. I don't have $200 to spend on all these games.
No, exactly.
But
plus you can game share it too.
Yeah, but I want to play them.
But with game share, you cannot play the same game at
the same time, right?
I may I may actually dump EA Access for this. I haven't.
Yeah, but EA Access is so cheap though.
It is.
It's only like $25 a
It's
year.
30. I think it's $30 a year.
Okay.
You can find get it on deals sale, though. They have sales.
You can find deals. What I have to do is I have to win a couple of year passes to Xbox Live. I pretty much gave up on Bing Rewards because they changed it so much that you just can't. You don't get crap out of it.
Talking about Bing Rewards, they have the $5 Xbox gift cards on sale for 3,700 points or 3,500 points.
Yeah, I kind of stopped. Yeah. I kind of stopped using it. I just.
Nate, you need to let.
It's money easily earned. Every day you just click on the news and just click on those icons and.
Yeah.
Bam.
I told you, Nate. If when I heard Peter wasn't going to be on tonight, I said, you're going to have to fill in and talk. Yeah. You still need to talk.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
But you're going to buy everybody Game Pass here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Because Nate will do the GameStop trade-ins. He's one of the GameStop kings of trade-ins, man.
He is.
I hide.
Yeah, Darius says, what if Game Pass allows you to play the game early? What if Game Pass actually also starts putting in like game preview stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's something we talked about on the podcast the other day. What I would like to see with this is indie games. I think this would be fantastic for indie games that are fantastic, that don't get a lot of press, or maybe people don't want to spend $19.99 or whatever for a game they never heard of that looks like, what's this about? But shoot, if it's already in your subscription and you see, you're like, oh, okay, I'll download that and give that one a shot. I think it's, and they do like a showcase. I think this could be fantastic for ID at Xbox. I just, or any of those, a lot of these smaller developers, I just hope the revenue stream is such that, we can get.
How do those guys make money on this within this Game Pass? Is it when the game get downloaded?
I have no idea.
At that point, you take a share. Is it based on when they actually play the game?
No idea.
Or is it just being part of the program get you something?
Either a flat rate or...
Yeah,
I would think being part of it should... I don't know.
Like a royalty.
I just hope it promotes... Right. With a lot of these smaller studios struggling, I just think that something like this that would get more people playing their games.
Right.
I think it just could be a great shot in the arm. I don't see a whole lot of them in there yet, though. That's why I'm hoping that.
Well,
that's something
on Twitter, not too long ago, Phil did tweet and he shared. He did tag Chris Charla and Idea Xbox about indie games would be nice to put in Game Pass.
Yeah.
So they did talk about it on Twitter. So I'm sure.
Well, even if you just put the sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But even when you put like the game preview games in there, say you cannot buy the game preview games anymore, but just stick them in there till they become full releases, and then you take them out.
That's true.
Then maybe a lot of game developers want the game in preview and the Game Pass.
Yeah. I mean, imagine, you've got, let's say, just throwing a number out there. You have 1 million subscribers. I'm going to bust out the calculator for a second. Oh. You got 1 million subs.
Mm-hmm.
Each paying $10 a month, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or $11.99 if you buy it at Best Buy.
Right.
Carry the two. Divide by 7.
So you're making. So Game Pass makes you $10 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you tell. I don't know, I'm just throwing names out there. You tell. Oh crap! Who made? You got the guys who made Blues and Bullets, right? Who couldn't? Who couldn't?
That's such a good game.
Who couldn't afford? Well, and we're not getting anymore because they couldn't afford it.
No.
You tell them, look, we have this many subscribers. We will pay you a royalty of. We'll pay you $19.95 per sub. Not per month, per sub. That'll cover that'll cover 1 million potential sales. And they write you a fat check, and you go on your merry way being in Game Pass. And the next month, Microsoft makes that back because they've only made a one-time payment to the indie dev. So if I'm working that out, that's 19. So say I'm going to give you $20 times the amount of our subs, right? So that is. There's no way they do that. All right, I'm going to give you. So, but they'll say right. We'll give you $10. We'll give you $10. So you pay them. No, not even that. An indie dev, there's no way. So whatever you pay them, you could say I'm going to give you.
Want me to talk?
Well, the thing is like typically whenever they sell something, Microsoft
sub.
Takes 30%, right, or whatever
or
it is.
Something like that. I will give you $1 per sub, and you give those guys $1 million to put their game on Game Pass. That is a drop in the bucket for Microsoft. It is a boon for the developer, who then has $1 million to go make their next game, and a potential audience that gets you in front of 1 million people that could possibly then go, holy crap, now I want the next episode, or I want their next game.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Giving Team 17 $10 million to put Worms on Game Pass. I'm sorry, I don't look. I'm not always the brightest bulb on this show. I understand that. I don't know where I was going with that. HTK is the brains of this operation, not me. So. Nice, Nathan. But I mean, imagine I could see that like a 30 or like Peter said, a 30% cut to do nothing more than just get your game on here.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a huge shot in the arm for the indie developers.
Yeah.
So.
Because whatever works, however Netflix does it, they go to some of these production studios and hey, bring your TV show series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, there's got to be some kind of cut, flat rate, or a royalty, or.
Look at the. I mean, I don't think it went anywhere, but look at the deal they made with Adam Sandler to make multiple movies just for Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, this.
So the potential is there, and.
Yeah, really.
If people are crazy, if they think Nintendo and Sony are not looking at this and see how this goes.
Oh yeah.
Sony. Look, you know how they say they got all these single player games, and they're only going to make so much money over time, right?
Right.
So you put those older games in. Let's say they do their own Game Pass, that's going to sell. People are going to want to play those games.
Yeah. But the only issue they have right now is they have PS Now, which is what they're bread and buttering.
Streaming though,
and they may have to
I understand that.
See, that's where they're messed up on that one. Yeah. And I guarantee you, it's more than just Sony and Nintendo looking at this stuff. We're gonna have like EA's probably looking at this. They have their access.
What about Valve?
They brought first party games. If they're doing Netflix, like Hulu to Netflix. Ubisoft would be another big one that I could see them down the road coming up with their own subscription service.
Or EA access type thing.
Yeah, certain DLC, certain stuff early. I mean, this is just opening the floodgates. We're going to see a lot more. Yeah. I mean, this was huge.
Adam Sandler sells, indies don't. Adam Sandler hasn't sold in a long time, brother.
Those movies are fun, though.
Adam Sandler is an indie.
Right, he is. Anything beyond Click has him exactly.
Witty is the devil.
I know, man. Witty.
Witty's just giving his piss take review.
He's like an old grumpy gamer.
I know, man. What's happened to him?
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Get off my console. I mean, who was it earlier who was mentioning the week of? Because that's Adam Sandler. That's Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. I mean, that's what Netflix is getting. I mean, that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They've got enough money from subs that they're throwing millions of dollars, I'm sure, to Chris Rock to go, hey, come be on a Netflix only. But you know what that does? It brings more people to Netflix. See, that's the other thing people aren't understanding. I have seen some grousing from even the Xbox faithful about this, that this is killing, that people first. Okay, I do want to clarify, and we should, for those of you who are, how do I put this delicately? If you blindly follow people who are feeding you information that you just outright believe, you should expand your horizons. Because I have read and I have seen out there that people think that this is streaming. I've actually read this on Twitter.
That this is streaming?
Right.
Yeah.
That, and I even heard that people are worried that that some games might be only on Game Pass and not to everybody else. And I'm like, no, that's not. They're not going to do that.
No. Well, indies maybe.
You may get. They still got to be able to have them available to sell.
Yeah. Well, you mean retail, but not.
Yeah, not take it away to where you couldn't buy it.
Gotcha.
You have a choice.
That's never
Game Pass or buy it out.
Yeah.
know?
And some people, like I said, with Sea of Thieves and Crackdown and State of Decay and Halo and all these, some people still want to hold on to their. They want to hug their CD case.
Yeah.
They want to have that physical disc. You know who could really boon from this too? Collector's edition stuff. Okay, so Sea of Thieves is great on the on Game Pass, but you're not going to get that unbelievable controller on Game Pass.
Right.
You're not going to get that Halo helmet or statue on Game Pass.
Or it could be like that Battlefield collectible, or
that
didn't even include the game. Yeah, exactly.
But here's another thing: say it included a month's worth or 2 weeks worth of Game Pass.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you get these games on here though. You bring more people to Game Pass, and those people who are getting Game Pass because of Sea of Thieves, you don't think they're not going to go? You know what? I never gave Sunset Overdrive a shot. I never played Pac-Man Championship Plus. Hey, you know what? I've got some time. I just want to let me throw some Halo Wars in. They're going to try these other games.
Yeah. But here's another thing. Are they trying to win over more, or basically sell more Xboxes for
Mm-hmm.
through this Game Pass? And if they do, they better advertise it too. That this is kind of the Netflix of gaming. Yeah. So if you buy an Xbox, look at this, for only $10 a month.
I think they need to go back to milking Danny McBride.
Yes.
Get him back. Seriously, get him back.
I cannot wait for Halloween this Halloween.
In the middle of his Australia tourism ad, he busts out Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
He's going to make that movie again. I'm so excited to see it.
What?
He's directing the new Halloween movie with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Who?
Danny McBride. He's the director.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You good?
What?
Yeah. No, not joking.
Okay.
Hey, Nate's our movie guy. He knows.
Yeah, he is. He knows. No, I'm looking it up, and sure enough. Oh my God.
I'm so excited. I haven't been excited for a Halloween movie in forever.
Hey, I want to see, and he's doing that movie. I want to see all of Seth Rogen and that gang all get killed by Michael Myers.
Right. In the end, Michael Myers actually kills everybody and continues.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is like I said, man. This is what I call game changing, potentially game changing. I mean, this is huge. And I think I also believe that. So it's not streaming, folks.
No.
Take it from the NLG FC crew. It's not streaming. You download.
Well, it's almost like Apple Music, right? You can download your tracks and listen offline.
Right. This isn't Spotify for Xbox. This is or
Well, even with Spotify, you could do that too.
I think what's happening is people are calling this a Netflix type system. So people then go, Netflix? Well, that's streaming. No, morons. You don't actually download the movies with Netflix.
No. The same with Kodi and all that.
Right. These are game downloads. They download to your system.
Yep.
So, and then, when a game, and that's the other thing, if a game rotates out, you have to buy it to keep playing it. So that's...
I don't see it as a problem. Yeah.
I don't either. Yeah. If you've played it for that long and you want to keep it...
I did think it was some guy, funny that Warhorse was like, well, you'll have to talk to Xbox.
Yeah. Well, by the time the game if it does rotate out, by the time it rotates out, it'll be $20.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Mad Max is still in there.
Honestly, though, if they're telling Xbox, to contact them, they definitely should for that game.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm buying that game at full price anyway.
Oh, me too. I have it
pre-ordered. I already have it pre-ordered.
But I'm just saying that's awesome that's telling you there that companies are interested. Reach us. Talk to us.
Yeah.
We want to.
Yeah. So, all right. While we're on the subject of things like this, and since Sea of Thieves is in there, last thing I wanted to talk about, here we go, is Sea of Thieves, because we can finally talk about the game, guys.
Yay.
After years of NDA, we can finally talk about the game. The beta came and went. And
I was too drunk to remember anything.
You're right. You spent most of your time in the brig.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Don't ask me about my experience.
No.
Get used to it.
Turns out that CrazyJuan was like, "Oh, I never said that you could come out." My bad.
So I've played the beta, but I've been in the alpha a lot too. So I kind of want to sit back and let you guys take this conversation. I want to hear your thoughts on the game, and your experiences with the beta, because I know you all played with each other as well. I've done.
Oh God, that's disgusting! I'm out of here.
Yeah, says the guy that gets naked on podcasts.
Exactly. So I'm gonna let you guys have the floor and let everybody know your thoughts on Sea of Thieves.
Go for it, Nate.
The water is wet.
Besides the brig, what else did you do?
I joked around with the people in the brig. I played the music while I was in the brig.
Yeah.
I splashed water on him
honestly,
while he was in the
brig. I had fun in the brig, but I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have fun playing it alone. It's just all you guys and friends, and we even met a guy playing on his PC. And
that was kind of cool. So. Kind of goofed around, and each time is like, is he friendly or not? So I'll be running around with my sword drawn or my pistol, the whole time, because you never know. Right. And then I forgot what happened. Oh yeah, CrazyJuan stole his boat. And then somehow I forgot. The guy ended up in the water. I forgot how. But then we started firing on him and killed him. And then CrazyJuan, he was crashing the boat into our boat.
Yeah.
It was just hilarious.
It was.
But also with the guy too, like there. Jumping up and jumping, and while we're playing music and stuff, it was just hilarious. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blast with friends. I played actually because I had one day when nobody. I think it was the first day that this recent beta started, and there was nobody else on. So, and I didn't really want to jump in with some random, so I thought, I'm gonna try out the single player, and they need to buff the single player because for some reason it wasn't the beta that we had around Christmas time, the one before this, last open beta. It was way better playing single player. You could get away from those guys. I could outrun them. If you had a 4-person ship that was coming after you, you just turned, set sail, and you were gone. You could just leave them. But this time they seemed to. You couldn't leave them. You could kind of outmaneuver them a little bit, but you'd have just if you were playing solo, you just have a ship, following you around the whole time, and every time they get broadside, you were just trying to patch your ship and running back up, and you can't get them. It just kind of ruined the solo experience. So they definitely, and I sent him I sent a message to him about that too. Hopefully, a lot of people did, because that was kind of annoying. But
they probably can see that too with all their telemetry stuff. It's like little guys are getting either sunk or whatever. So,
but this game is so much fun. I've had fun single player. Had fun with you guys. It's just it's a create your own adventure. It's just every time you play, something else happens. Something. It's the game that I couldn't. I was thinking. It was a game that we'd play one evening, and the next day I was just thinking about it all day. Like, that was so funny, and this was so. It was like when Ghost Recon came out. It was like when we were playing that. It was just a blast. It was just a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what else. Yeah, and I can't wait to see what else.
To see
just the more stuff that's more stuff that's coming. A little thing like here, on the little screenshot showing the Kraken, and can't wait to see, because it is a little barren at this point. From what they've shown, aside from the sharks were a little overkill in that last one.
They added some extra shark to it.
Yeah, but
I do have a Twitch stream. I did stream the beta single player, strictly single player, and I had that happen where I had a ship chasing me. I got into a cove, and I got underneath cover, so the ship couldn't, and that ship was not going to follow me in. So I got away from him, only to run aground.
At least you saved your loot.
I didn't have loot at that point.
We had our ship got stuck.
Yeah, and then we got it out. Really cool.
Yeah, it took us a little bit to get out. But that was when we played with Anchorman.
Yes. And the new guy.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And the new guy.
Yeah, like Coop, I played with you guys. Had fun doing that. But this last time on the beta, I did get to play with Doomhammer. So we did a duo, and I went out and got some treasure, and that went well. But I did play a lot solo, and I was able to handle the ship and navigate. I knew where I needed to go. You figure out the map, and I picked up treasure, and I dove for treasure, sunken ships, and I did come across where I had to deal with the other people taking me out over and over. This last time around, it was cool to have the sniper rifle.
So I like fun.
You see people coming around, you start taking shots at them, and they're taking shots at you. And
you also see the glints, from the.
I know, that's how they.
It's like, oh,
yeah,
people are aiming for me, and
because at first I was like, wait, how can they see me? And then I saw their glint, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no, it is a fun game. It's beautiful. It was. The islands only had the skeletons. You had. Items to pick up and the treasure, a lot of detail, but they didn't give us a lot, that's what a beta is. They give you a teaser, and like all of us, we're all looking. We've heard what's out there, because somebody looked at the coding, and they saw a lot of stuff that's going to be in the game. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see the full game. So that was just 20% of the game.
Was that what they said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I didn't see a lot of other people in my world, and that's something.
They said they limited that.
Yeah,
that's also their purpose, right? They try to limit it a little bit. That there's not an enemy ship or not a ship around every corner. It's like it's more like, hey, you see a ship on the horizon.
I think there'll be more AI in the new one.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot more NPCs, just a lot more life all around.
I'm very curious. I also hope they keep on adding to it too.
Oh yeah,
during the lifetime of this game.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I think a lot of the recurring revenue from from Game Pass could help.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to need to keep this thing stocked with content. They're going to have to change up some of the content at some point.
Hey, I have an interesting question. If they had Game Pass while they were still doing the Fable, whatever, the one they called Kant, and they sunk Lionhead, do you think that, if they had Game Pass, do you think it would still survive?
Which one?
The Fable
Legends?
Fable
Legends? I don't know. Because that was going to be free to
game
play.
Preview.
Right. Yeah. But free to play is free to play, and this is
true.
$10 a month per user.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know.
Have.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if Phil just didn't like the direction the game was going in.
Yeah, see, we don't know what went on.
Yeah, they really need to come clean. He really needs to.
It would be kind of nice, It's like,
I'd like to know.
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe they don't want to say anything because they don't want, anything to come out that might damage someone else's reputation.
Yeah, true.
Because
they scuttled Lionhead though, so it's not as though.
Yeah, but if they don't have any other games, then in the pipeline or work on it, then it's expensive to scrap a project, keep all those people on while you work on. Who knows?
Maybe the head of Lionhead Studio, the program manager there, maybe they just weren't selling maybe Fable 4 to him either. Maybe whatever they had ideas they had just didn't make sense to Xbox at the time. Like they just weren't agreeing.
But on the other hand, like every good project manager, you have a specific task with time for a particular project. If you spend that 50% of those resources and the game is not even 50% done, let's say 20%, then you have to ask you the serious question, like, do we pour in more money?
Yeah.
Or we just can it?
Yeah, it could have been one of those things like, hey, we don't agree. You can't meet us halfway or whatever. We're sorry, we got to let you go.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that happens with a lot of other games and studios. Just like the one that everybody, we're hoping to get. The one that got canceled.
The thing is, like, there was a lot of exposure, right? Because we were in the alphas and stuff. And so it's like,
True.
We kind of got personally invested a little bit in that game.
And I did. I got invested in it, and I was because remember, my take on that game was that it was as close to the original Phantasy Star Online as Phantasy Star Online was, and that just sucked me in. So I know myself and Mamacita, we were.
Yeah, I remember she would talk about it. Yeah.
She was heartbroken when they canceled that game. I think her and I cried for a little bit together. It was just dumb that it was just dumb, but not my company.
Yeah.
So.
And maybe it should have canned a long time ago.
Maybe.
And maybe they got a second chance. Like, okay, let's pour in some more money and see. And it still wasn't
good enough.
Good enough, progress-wise. Who knows?
Wasn't good enough.
We don't know.
No.
It's not that they didn't want to make another Fable, because...
Shoot. I did it again. Sorry, guys. I wonder if I can Control-Z that. I did an oops.
Oops.
See what just disappeared? The damn logo.
Well, see, like Witty says in the chat, I mean, do we know for sure that it was Xbox wanted them to go multiplayer, like free-to-play, or was it legal Lionhead? I mean, who sold that game to who?
I think Don Matrick. I think Don Matrick sold that game to Lionhead. I've heard conflicting stories. But who knows?
Yeah.
So it's all I'd like not a moratorium, what do they call that? A post-death Crap. What do they call that when you do a
moratorium?
No. Moratorium is when you stop doing something for.
Yeah.
Oh, a post.
Rosary.
Not a post-mortem, but
in loving memory.
Post-mortem. That's what it is. You do a post-mortem on it. So, all right, boys. I think we've covered everything. Wow.
No.
Yes.
It's not over yet.
Nate has a lot to say.
It's over, Nate.
We have no Juan. There's no retro rec this week. Sorry, guys. We will have a retro rec.
So
again
Mike will be covering Corey Hart sunglasses at night.
That's right.
maybe get 2 retro recs next week, depending on the news.
Depending on it.
Start with one and end with one.
Nice.
Maybe Microsoft is buying EA. Plenty of news.
Well, we got we could cover. I didn't want to do it tonight because it's just too much. But this is the point in time when everybody does their financials, and there's good news all around. So we'll cover that on Sunday and Juan's retro rec and see what else we can dig up to talk about. And on our way to the 18th, when hi there.
Hi.
Hello.
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 What's going on?
We see
Future gamer right here.
We see quarter of a head.
Yeah.
Aww. Hello.
My little 4-year-old.
PG4. PG4.
My son will be 4 this year.
No.
Have to get them together, Fastback.
Yeah, never know.
Yeah. All right, so before we call it a night, does anybody have anything they would like to bring up?
Game on.
That's the most you've said all night, Nate.
It's almost the countdown to Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Excited for that one.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of people are excited about that game. It's
I'm
always
glad.
good to
I am
good
so
to hear.
glad.
Rick has done an
glad.
awesome job getting that
He really
game out.
is. Man, shout out to Rick Lagnese,
Yes.
community manager for Warhorse. He is definitely a friend of ours. He is definitely he's definitely one of the goods. And although my cuppeth is empty, we saith dilly dilly.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He is. He
Dilly
is.
dilly.
Dilly dilly to Rick. He is.
It was a pleasure meeting him in person.
You got to meet him in person. I forgot about that.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah. He is just so cool.
We got to meet him in person in a game chat though. I mean party chat.
Yeah, we got to get him. So we got to tell him to do some Division with us.
Yeah.
I've had some conversations with him just outside of the podcast and outside of gaming, and the guy is just he's just a great person too. I just there aren't enough of those. So Rick, we love you, all of us, just straight up.
Yep.
So maybe Woody loves him. Who knows?
Woody loves everybody.
Yeah.
He's a lover.
The Dazcast comes on tomorrow.
Yes, Dazcast tomorrow.
Yes.
So like 6 o'clock Eastern, right? 3 o'clock my time, I think.
It's hard for me because I'm driving.
Is that right, Corpse?
It comes on at 5 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
I'm in the car at that time. That's what makes it so hard. That's what makes it so hard. I always have to watch WDFC after the fact. Like I usually will watch it late Friday night or Saturday because you guys come on when I'm either driving or on my way to synagogue. It's really hard. It's really hard to catch you guys.
Yeah.
But you guys live that life. Speaking of which,
I'm always glad when it's like 7. When you guys do it at 7.
I know.
It's like,
I could catch it for a minute.
Yeah, 7 is probably the latest because it, Daz and Woody are both in UK.
Yeah,
so it's late for them.
Yeah.
Maybe we can adopt him.
Bring him over here.
bring him over here.
Like Graham Boyd. Hey, Graham Boyd moved over here.
Come move to Canada. Yeah.
Oh, he's having Lady Foxfire on.
Yeah, Vader. Maybe
some
Sonic
Foxy Deals.
Nice.
Foxy Deals.
Nice. Yeah, she's good. I liked her from Console Corner.
Mm-hmm.
So another show I'm sorry to see go.
Yeah.
So man, and I mean that was a great show, and I know we drew some inspiration from each other in production and shared stuff with them, and I remember when we started using the chat, and he came to me and said, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that was a great idea. I'd like to use it." And I was like, "Yeah man, do whatever you want." And he was, I know he was a good friend of ours too. So again, to our friends at formerly Console Corner, dilly. So this is going to be a thing for like a month, and it'll die out. This is like just about to say it's the new WhatsApp.
Dilly, bruh.
dilly, bruh. All right, so hey, to all of our friends in chat, I know half of it's us, but to the other half, yes, GKB is still the man. You know what? I'm gonna get him on. I'm gonna get GKB on.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get GKB and She-Wolf to come on and hang out with us for a night. We got some other people that we're still working on getting on the show, and I know that there are, what is there now, 7 of us podcasts that are working on a joint. Damn it, Woody.
Yeah, Woody's like, what?
Joint? Woody's like, joint?
Yeah. Joint, right. So we got.
Yeah, I know it's kind of hard
to swim right now.
Yeah.
To get everybody on schedule, but yeah, next Tuesday.
Right, next Tuesday will be a we're gonna start. We're forming Asia, the new super group. So, and on the weeks. And on the weeks that I can't make it, my duly appointed representatives here, Peter and Nathan, can go.
I said I quit.
Yeah, you quit like Frankie. You quit like Frankie quit.
Mod.
You quit like Frankie quit. I don't know how to make you a mod. I have to figure out how to make you a mod. We didn't have problems like the first week.
Yeah.
Add. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Mod user.
See, look at Stinking Corpse. He knows what's up.
There you go. No, that made Witty a mod. That's not what I wanted to do.
Uh-oh.
That's a bad idea.
Why is HTK banned?
Yeah, no idea.
Actually, wait. Daz is now a mod. He has to keep up his persona.
He has to be. Yeah,
he has to be.
Prerequisite, right?
He is an automatic mod.
Nice.
All right, hang on, Nathan. Jesus, man, cry about this. Here, now you're
Moderator of the year.
Moderator of the
2017
year,
and now
yeah.
2018.
So, why, Willie? You could have no, thank you. Daz before mod, Daz after. Nice. You are now Nathan. You and Daz are now official NLG mods. Dilly.
Mm-hmm.
Dilly.
I'll tell you, for a month this will be a thing, and it's gonna die. All right. Anybody have anything else before we rock and roll out of here? And by that, I literally mean we're gonna run the exit video that's got the Rock album on it. So.
Rock and roll.
Let's rock.
All right. See, look,
rock
you got the little swords by your names now. Dilly. So
definitely, like we were saying, catch the Dashcast tomorrow.
Yep.
At 6 p.m. Eastern, and then come catch a WDFC on Friday. So don't ask me what time or what our subject's going to be, because that's
we
wing it.
Yeah, sometime Friday.
Oh, man, you're my boys. I'm so proud of you guys. I really am. You guys have got a great, just laid back, super nice show. It's on at a great time because I don't think anybody else is really on that time. So you got that late afternoon.
Nate's abusing his power already, I think.
Oh, what's he doing?
Super Cool has been timed out for 600 seconds.
Oh no, I'm in the brig.
Lord.
See, that's what you get when you give the mod capabilities to a greenhorn.
Put me in the brig,
yeah,
but it wouldn't let me. It said you can't do it to mods.
Oh, he tried to put me in the brig. Yeah, you can't put the owner of the channel in the brig, brother.
Oh man.
Oh God, the H is silent. All right, so like I said, any other news or anything like that?
No, I'm gonna try for a year tomorrow.
All right, so there you go. The most unprofessional, half-arsed bastards. No, that is just you, Whitty. This is why. You. What was it I tweeted the other day? It said just for no other reason, watch it to see how many F-bombs Whitty can throw at one time. Your podcast will hold a Guinness Book of World Records for most F-bombs in a show. Why aren't you talking in chat? Jeez. Good Lord, man.
And ruthless.
That is ruthless. That is. All right, everybody. We're out of here. So, Coop, Fast, thanks again for jumping in and joining us tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Anytime.
Peter, have a great trip down to House of Mouse.
House of Mouse.
Bring us back some ears.
Dude,
how many seriously, how many Great Wolf Lodge ears do you have?
I don't know, too many. I have a whole bin full.
I've got a whole bin full of them too. But no, seriously, Banner, have a great time down in Disney. We'll miss you on Sunday, but we'll keep it. We'll keep it going for you.
Working on tan. That's where all old folks go.
He's gonna come back and have a tan.
So, for everyone else, thanks for joining us tonight. We will be back at our regularly scheduled time Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Twitch. We will replay this probably on Thursday for those of you who missed it, and then you can come join us live. Keep it to this Twitch channel because we are re-ramping up a lot of our streaming and stuff. And we're still looking at, it is, isn't it? I thought did you change your handle or just your name?
No, my handle.
Oh, my fault. Sorry. I will fix that.
It's all good. I can change it back if you want.
It's fine. It's flattering.
I thought you went to WDFC, so now you have to change it anyway.
Right, you're WDFNC something.
Natty Regals.
Pretty soon it's just going to be a string of letters.
The tired gals.
Right. It's just going to be, the podcast is going to be a stream of letters. So, that is the most adorable looking young lady, Fastback, in the world. She is adorable. Just had to tell you that. One father to another. That is an adorable girl you have there.
She is, but she can be a monster to me.
Tea party.
Yeah, I've got 3 boys, man. Trust me, I'm well aware of what that means.
I get abused.
So, but at least is Daddy's girl.
Sometimes.
See, I don't get that. All 3 of my boys are absolute mama's boys.
Yeah.
To the point to where she'd like to pawn them off on me, but she doesn't get a chance to.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
So anyway, keep it to Twitch because we're going to continue to build up. We're still looking for streamers, so if you are a streamer that does not really want to have to deal with your own channel and all the nonsense that goes with it, come see us because we'd like to definitely keep some traffic going here. Juan's retro recommendation recaps continue to pop up here, and you can see all of those, and of course our podcasts as we continue to bring them here. So, gentlemen, thanks a lot. Really appreciate you guys being on. And we'll see you guys very soon.
Bye.
Everybody have a great week. And dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly gamers.
Bye.
By the way, I used to think Natty Red Gals was a chick with red dreads.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, probably. Natty Red Gals.
I like hot dog.
Put a red wig on when you stream.
You are a hot dog.
No, that's certified with his red hair and beanie.
Good night, everybody. Play on, gamers.
Game on.
Dilly dilly.
Bye, Twitch.